And good morning. It's almost noon, not quite. Welcome to the Dallas Cup 2024 Boys U18 Final, live here from Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas, just north of downtown Dallas. Alongside Steve Davis, I'm Owen Newkirk, as we are thrilled to have you here for the Boys U18 Final, which features the FC Dallas Youth White ECNL versus SoCal Elite FC from Southern California, as you might gather by the name of it. Steve, this should be a fun one, as we saw a lot of entertainment in our first final today, which was the U17s, but here we have a local club against a California club.
Yeah, what I think is going to be pertinent today is that both of these teams are playing their sixth game in 6 days. We saw it a little bit in the last final, how fatigue sort of sets in at some point for both teams, so we'll see how that plays out today.
So the path to the final for FC Dallas was pretty straightforward, as they did not concede a goal after their opening group game against Las Vegas Sports Academy. They won that one 4-2 on Tuesday. After that, clean sheets in 4 consecutive games to reach the final. On the other side, after getting a shutout in the opener against a Florida club, La Cantera, SoCal Elite gave up a goal in each of their last 4 games, but they scored 5, 1, 2, and 2, including beating Pumas in the semifinal to reach today's final. Our referees today, Odette Hamilton from Jamaica will be in charge of things in the middle, with the assistant referees being Crystal Evans from the Bahamas and Charles Rupert from the United States. Fourth official is Quincy Williams from Trinidad and Tobago. And we have VAR in this U18 final. Kayla Herrera and Gabriela Jimenez from Costa Rica will be in charge of any video assistant replays needed this morning and into the afternoon. Almost get a hint of the sun trying to peek out. It's been overcast skies, but the temperatures have been comfortable, if a bit warmer than the last couple of days. I don't think it's going to be oppressively warm. I mean, certainly nothing like what we're used to in Dallas in the summertime, but it is going to be something where at least hydration is something important for all the players.
Well, if the sun comes out, it again works to what I was talking about a second ago, Owen. The fatigue setting in at some point, so we'll see how the teams tactically approach that, personnel-wise, using their subs, whether they can empty the bench a little bit more, or whether they want to stick with the first 11 just a little bit longer.
FC Dallas wearing their iconic reds with the blue jersey, or blue shorts and socks. And for SoCal, they're in the all-white kits, as Dallas will attack the National Soccer Hall of Fame South End to start this one, whereas SoCal will go after the north stage end here at Toyota Stadium. And getting things underway is Jose Miggy Duran, as he passes it out to the left side.
Dallas set up in a 4-2-3-1, holding midfielders Miggy Duran and JT Shepard. Looks like it's going to be a 3-man or a 5-man back line for the team from California.
Tom Hayes, the center forward of the front 4 of this 4-2-3-1, or the 1, getting an early touch. Diego Rodriguez, back to Duran, Shepard. There's Pina. And now taken away by Aguilar, as he's known as Junior. Gerardo Aguilar plays it out to the right side. Azevedo. And it'll be a throw-in for the Californians. Interesting to see here is the center back of the back 5, Cisco Torres, wearing the triple-digit 118 that we saw from, very common from the Mexican clubs. We saw from Tigres, who won the U17 boys final this morning. Everybody else is under the number 15 of the starting 11.
Miggy Duran with a nice step up there and steal for FC Dallas, but Dallas giving the ball right back.
Here's Johnny Gonzalez down the left side. Takes a touch, kept it in. Defended by Luis Romero. He clears up to Hayes. Now Pina. Israel Pina back through the middle. Switching play by JP Ramos, and he'll find his left. That's Jordi Vasquez. Rodriguez. Ramos is there. So is Duran, who has the ball now, with Shepard to his left. Romero, Pena. Dancing through the middle, still going. A little bit of a grab, but defended well by Eric Torres. The wing back, if you will, of this back five. It's Julian Flores, the right center back. Now Cisco Torres. We have two Torreses in the back five. Eric Torres, number 4, the left back. And Cisco Torres wearing that very distinctive triple-digit 118. To the middle, Tavi. That's Tavi de la Cruz. Now Joshua Rios. Eric Torres. All the way back to his goalkeeper, Jesus Jesse Gonzalez. A name that will sound pretty familiar here at Toyota Stadium. Who was a former goalkeeper here.
FC Dallas not really pressing high, just sort of settling into that mid-block defending.
Flores charging up towards midfield. There was a tackle there by Brian Avila. Foul called, and so now an opportunity for Rios. His pass a little loose early. Pena down the right side. Cuts back on his left foot. Heavy first touch and defended away by Kevin Hernandez, the number 5. Shepard. That's Jonathan J.T. Shepard. Out to the left. And pass in toward Hayes. Couldn't connect with their striker. Pena. Bypass Rodriguez there. Pena gets it back. Duran is out wide to the right. The shot attempt instead from Ramos goes well wide, but there's your first action toward the goal for either club coming in the 5th minute.
Yeah, it was Romero getting that whole thing started for FC Dallas with a nice tackle along the right side. Everything from FCD working nicely and good patient possession from there to the end. Turns into the game's first shot in the just at the tail end of the 5th minute. Nothing there to threaten the SoCal goalkeeper, Jesse Gonzalez.
Battle in the middle. Won by Shepard. With a little help from Miggy Duran. Now Hayes. Pass forward. Clear it away. A little heavy on that cross. They were trying to roll it through, but Joshua Rios again with his, I think, 2nd or 3rd clearance already. Dallas with the ball. Ramos. Up towards Hayes. Got a foot on it, but couldn't control it. Gonzalez. De La Cruz. Flores. Starting to see the wingback stretch forward, and Eric Torres way up on the left side as the ball goes to the far right. Flores was trying to get his center back, Cisco Torres, to switch. They didn't do it. And his probing ball is picked off. Duran. Now Romero. Surging down the right side. Pena with him. Closed down by Torres. Will be a throw, and he won it for SoCal. Rios. A little 1-2 with De La Cruz. Johnny Gonzalez coming way back to get a touch. But it's one for a throw for Dallas. And a distinction here, this is not a Dallas Academy side. This is an FCD youth side. It's a very, very good ECNL club, but there is a distinction between the FCD youth division and then the ones that are actually in the Dallas Academy.
And it doesn't mean there aren't good players out there. I mean, Miggy Duran, that you saw on the ball there, he's been on the ball a lot. I really like the way he moves in midfield. I like the way he wants the ball. You see him on it right now.
In the corner. Kicked away. It will be a Dallas throw out of this. Pena made a nice run quickly to show for Romero, but he elected not to make the throw in that way. And he found Hayes. Back to Romero. There's Pena. 3 defenders. Still going, Pena. With the speed, gets around the corner, cuts it back, sliding challenge. And Torres, who got beat on the initial play, recovered very nicely there. Boy, how about that second acceleration burst from Israel Pena?
Terrific, not just, as you said, speed, but also just nice technical work on the ball to keep the ball while moving at top speed.
There's one thing to sprint through some guys. There's another to keep control like he did. Avila. Christian Nardelli is the other center back. He plays it out to the right side for Luis Romero. Duran forward. Hayes turns, takes a look. Now slides it back for Pena. Or excuse me, that's Duran. Pena switched centrally for a moment. Duran again. Hayes. Tried to do a step over and lost the ball. Now a pass out by Hernandez. He could not connect with their striker, Saul Ruiz, who's wearing the number 7.
No, Owen, right now, Dallas really sharp in the counter press. As soon as they lose the ball, a couple of players around them, it's Pena or Shepard, somebody around a white shirt right away.
Now, SoCal has not been able to get the ball into the Dallas half very much in the opening 9 minutes of play.
And we'll see if Dallas can sustain that level of effort. It's hard to counter press that way for an entire 90 minutes. And right now, Dallas doing an exceptional job of it, but it is fatiguing.
Avila with a long ball forward, headed away by Flores. Or excuse me, that was Cisco Torres that won that header. As their back 5 shifts a little bit towards the side of the ball. You see right now with Dallas only having Hayes up high, they are outnumbering SoCal in the midfield because it's 4v1 at the back of the formation. They have the ball now to the club from the Burbs of LA. Aguilar. Cuts back, didn't have anywhere to go on his right. Now on his left, nobody there, but he's still going to run and dances past Shepard. Out comes Romero to defend. Aguilar into the corner. Lost it. Romero clears past Pena, but again, room in the space, and they could counter here. Good turn by J.P. Ramos. Takes a step past Flores. Torres, the sliding tackle, and a good one. Timed it well, but then a giveaway by Flores. Ramos. Oh, he tried to take on the defender. He had Hayes to his right, and a late run. I think that was Rodriguez coming from the left. Instead, he tried to dribble the last defender, and it didn't work out.
But again, SoCal having problems making that first connection out of the back because the FC Dallas counter press so good.
Torres. Long ball, direct up the field, looking for Ruiz. Nardelli put his hands up to show the referee that he wasn't putting any hands on. Saul Ruiz, left foot, shot. And the first time we've seen John Luton, known as Sebas, as he makes a very comfortable save here in the beginning of the 12th minute.
Yeah, Luton was comfortable, but the ball did have a weird spin on it, didn't it? When you see a goalkeeper catch a ball sort of off to the side of his head, you know that something sort of goofy happened.
There is a breeze here, not nearly as strong as we saw on Friday afternoon for the Supergroup semifinals, where it was just gusting from the south. It's a much more mild breeze, and I don't imagine it will be as affecting of the play, although for the most part the 4 semifinalists for the Supergroup were able to deal with it. There were some long balls that didn't quite hold up. Here's a run. Boy, Rodriguez still going here. He just tried to take on one defender too many.
Yeah, 40-yard run, though, at top speed by Diego Rodriguez. Nice job. And you're right. You picked it out a minute ago. The space for Dallas is going to be in the middle because as SoCal is playing with the 5-man back line, what happens is they often get outnumbered in midfield, 3 against 2. Dallas playing that 4-2-3-1, so it gives them a little triangle in there against 2. The problem is, what do you do from there? Because you can possess the ball in the area where they have it right now, but now what do you do?
Long shot. Duran is going to shoot through that defensive line. but a pretty comfortable save from Gonzalez in the end.
And that's sort of the point, if you play in a 5, you've got a lot of things in front of you, but literally it's one extra man along that back line, so it's hard to break through from there.
So each goalkeeper has got his hands on the ball here in the first 13 minutes. And ones that were fairly routine, goalkeepers will appreciate that.
So you saw what happened there for SoCal. If you want to play this way, it's really important that you can establish just a little bit of possession, because that allows you to turn that 5-man back line into wing backs, get them up the field, and now you're in business a little bit. But you've got to be able to establish a little bit of that possession to give them time to get forward.
It's also curious to see how Dallas will counter that. Will the outside backs track those wing back runs? Will they get a false sense of numerical advantage in the middle and then be a little lazy on that tracking because they think they have the space? But you're right, you have to get forward to do that.
And I've seen it a little bit, though. Diego Rodriguez on the left side for FC Dallas, he's coming back and helping a lot in the defensive end.
Down the right side comes Miggy Duran. And a bit of a dispute there. Will be a throw. Dallas thought they won that one. It will go for SoCal. Rios. Pass in the middle, not heavy enough from De La Cruz. But Pena gave it back, cleared, but only as far as Romero. Still going. Romero down the right, touches it past Torres. Tough angle for the cross, and Eric Torres closed him down. It will be a throw for Dallas, but the defender didn't let the Dallas right back get that step and really hit an aggressive cross in.
Yeah, interesting. Now into the 15th minute, Dallas's attack is pretty right-sided heavy, mostly through Pena and Miggy Duran sort of shading to that side.
Hayes tried to flick on the throw and showed a little bit of frustration with the body language. Nardelli back for Avila. Now they work forward. Shepard snaps it over to the near side. Romero. No high press here. SoCal defending in a very deep lying 5-4-1. Avila plays it long. Hayes again making a run into the corner here. Lays it off. Shepard fell over the ball. That was unfortunate because he had time, and allows Aguilar to go the other way. Trying to counter, couldn't connect. Nice step up by Nardelli to deny the ball into Ruiz. And now a turn of play. Rodriguez. Pena. Back towards the left. He has space either side. Elects to go toward Hayes. Takes a quick touch. Tried to steam his way into the box, but Torres, that was Cisco Torres, tackled very well.
And so the second, maybe third time we've seen Dallas try to dribble through there. Again, it's 5 men. Once they get compact, tough to get through there. Maybe you've got to combine. Maybe you got to try to, if you ever find a little gap, you got to try to slip that gap through before it closes.
Hayes showing in the first 16 minutes or so that he's willing to make those diagonal runs into the corners to try to unbalance the back 5 and also pressure them by himself. On the other side, Saul Ruiz has also been on a bit of an island.
Yeah, but you see what SoCal is trying to do there. They want to either establish possession to get their wingbacks up the field or go early into Saul Ruiz, go over the top into him.
Rodriguez. Ramos. You can see SoCal not putting any press whatsoever in Dallas' side of the field. Romero had his pass blocked by Gonzalez. Throw it in short. Ramos with the turn. Pena. Clipped. Took a nice touch, and that's an early yellow card here in the 18th minute. And Eric Torres will be the first player to go into the referee's pocket as Odette Hamilton gives the foul against the SoCal left back.
I thought in the first game, the English referee, Emily Hislop, I thought she was a little lenient, maybe could have pulled the cards out. Well, clearly that's not going to be the issue with Odette Hamilton, the Jamaican referee here.
It's a good first touch by Pena as he got the turn and got around Torres, and the only option he had was to foul or let him go, and that would have been real trouble.
Yeah, it's clearly a foul and a tough one, but I was a little surprised to see the yellow card come out there.
I think I was as well. It wasn't maliciously violent. He did go, foot to foot. It was a pretty clear foul, but the interesting thing when a referee does do that, especially early, and I'm fine with it, is it sets the standard. So here's a nice little back heel into the box, dribbling and going down, and Ramos has drawn a penalty. For a minute, it looked like he was a little off balance. I wasn't sure if there was enough in it for the referee to point to the spot, but Odette Hamilton has done just that, and Dallas has a huge opportunity to take the lead here in the 19th minute.
Not only did he earn the penalty with that really good, strong surge right into the heart of that five-man back line, but he immediately grabbed the ball. And unless he's doing the thing where he's going to hand it off to somebody else, and I don't think he is.
It doesn't look like it.
No, he's going to be stepping up to take this one. So remember, we do have VAR available today, and of course they'll give it a quick check.
Boy, it looks like the check is complete here. There's the whistle. Ramos from the spot rolls it into the bottom right corner. A calm, cool, and collected finish for J.P. Ramos, and FC Dallas has the lead in the 20th minute.
You know, I really like a penalty kick taken that way. Just a short little 3-4 step run up, confident, like you said, put it into the bottom right corner. No stutter step, no hesitation, no thinking about it. Knew where he wanted to go, earned the penalty kick, took it well, 1-0.
Boy, you were right. There was utter confidence both in the drawing of the foul and then immediately putting his foot down and stamping it, announcing himself with authority, if you will. But there's no home run balls off the bull. Although there is a bull in the north end for all you Bull Durham fans out there.
Well, we know these games can change a lot in some cases. We see it over and over. You know, the youth game where maybe one player gets introduced, maybe one team just gets a little tired, so they can change quick. But so far, Owen, through 20 minutes, Dallas, the better team, more in control of possession. Only the one shot comfortably saved by SoCal. So FC Dallas, I think, with a well-deserved 1-0 lead right now.
Now, I know your first answer will typically be let's wait and see, but after a team that's played with a pretty defensive 5-4-1, they haven't pressed at all, but now they're down a goal. Does that encourage them to be drawn into a little bit more of an aggressive tactical shape?
It could. We'll see.
Thank you. I knew it was coming. 21st minute here in the boys U18 final of the 2024 Dallas Cup.
No, really? To answer your question, Owen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be
no, that was fun.
Yeah, I think what happens is a team that's comfortable playing one way, they stay this way for a little while, see if they can find other ways into the game. And there have been a couple of moments where they played Sol Ruiz over the top and almost made something out of it. So they'll stay there for a little while, I would think.
Out to the left side, Jordy Vasquez. We haven't said his name a lot, but he gets a touch. Seems like Dallas has worked their way through the middle. They haven't had to go around the left back position that much. Romero more on this right side. Now a turn from Johnny Gonzalez. Ruiz through the middle. De La Cruz. Now back to Julian Flores. Hernandez. Little 1-2. He'll play it back. This is where SoCal is trying to push themselves a little forward. Now they go direct over the top, and he's onside, bringing it down. Quick shot. Oh, bungled over. A big opportunity for Brandon Acevedo. The right back had gone way up the wing. Nobody tracked him, and that was a big opportunity, but SoCal's right back just got it all wrong.
Well, Dallas sort of fell asleep there, and you're right. Brandon Acevedo, that right-sided wing back, is exactly what I'm talking about. As they establish a possession, he can get forward. They just sort of lost track of him over there. It's just a nice, simple little diagonal run from that wide right-sided spot. Nobody tracked it.
Well, it's definitely an alarm bell, if nothing else, for the Dallas defense. Ramos. Forward for Rodriguez. It's played by Jesse Gonzalez away. There is Acevedo, who snuck through. It was almost as if somebody missed coverage.
Yeah, I don't think there's much sneaking. I think Dallas just got a little confused about who was supposed to pick him up, and that's the point. Once you get that wingback forward, then as you said a minute ago, FC Dallas's left-sided attacker has to come back and track it. Otherwise, you've got a problem over there.
Acevedo with the throw-in. Ruiz turns. Pings it back to Rios. Now over to Eric Torres. Little ball forward on first touch. Into that space. Looking for a pretty good combination there from Johnny Gonzalez, but no nonsense clear as Dallas sends it away. And then Pena, who already beat him once. Another ball great into Hayes, who has a chance to run back at the back line. Flores gets back. Hayes shot blocked. And that's having that extra defender back there does give an opportunity for recovery, but what a turn by Pena.
Well, what a turn, exactly, but also what a ball. I mean, found a perfect angle, weighted the ball perfectly. Really nice entry pass there from Israel Pena.
Torres. Rios calls for a foul from the stands.
I think they were saying that ball was out of bounds, they thought. But the referee's assistant right there, right on top of it. And I'm pretty sure she had a little better look at it than the people sitting 20 rows up.
I don't know. That's disputable.
They would agree with you.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I agree with me. Romero. Back it goes to Nardelli.
But, Owen, I think you just got the answer to your own question a minute ago, because I don't remember you calling Acevedo and Torres named the two wingbacks.
No.
In attack very often, and in the last 2 minutes you've called both their names, in the attack. So, yes, the answer to your question is they're going to push those wingbacks up just a little bit higher now.
And maybe, I don't know if it's something different with Dallas, but it feels like the game has shifted about 30 yards up the field. So it's, as opposed to being mostly in the SoCal half, although it is now, Rodriguez, one through, still running. Then nicked off right there. He's going to have a chance to recover it as Hayes goes out wide.
I thought they were going to fight each other for that ball for a second.
Here's Ramos, scored from the penalty spot in the 20th minute. He'll play it back to Nardelli. This look right now is what we saw for the majority of the opening 20 minutes. Dallas hemming SoCal deep in their own half. The last 4 or 5 minutes has been more midfield and forward. Long shot deflected. It will be a corner kick for Dallas as Rodriguez took that effort. It's good defending in the end. And just as we said that the California club was starting to make inroads to at least get up toward midfield and pressure a little bit forward, of course, Dallas goes on another foray.
So, as I said a while ago, it's hard to sustain that really aggressive counter press the whole time, and I think Dallas has maybe dropped their press just a little bit, and that's allowed SoCal to possess the ball a little bit, which, as you said, moves the game up at least toward the Dallas end, maybe not in the Dallas end.
Here's the in-swing and corner kick. Header over the top. That was Avila that got on the end of that one. Couldn't get over the ball, but definitely won the aerial battle to get there in the first place. Well, SoCal is determined to continue to build through their back five. Acevedo, Steve pointed out a minute ago, starting to push up more. The right wing back all the way up at midfield right now as Flores dribbles it into the Dallas half. Flores. Aguilar. Little touchback for Ruiz. Now getting into it is Hernandez. Was sort of falling down when he tried to receive that ball. Dallas can counter if they want. Pena. Good ball, Hayes. Flag stays down for the moment. Hayes in the box. Cuts back, waits for help from Rodriguez. Another pinging ball from Miggy Duran. Pena played him forward. Ramos was in there. They've had some attacking players, this FC Dallas lineup. Now coming out, Vasquez from left back. We haven't seen him get forward much so far, but he did briefly.
Well, it was Pena's ball a minute ago that he zipped in from the right side. I mean, that guy really understands angles and weight on passing, and, man, he can hit a great entry ball from the right.
He's been impressive, Pena, number 8 so far.
Here he is again.
Tried to dance through 2 defenders, still fighting it. Couldn't quite get past the third. Torres clears it out. Be a corner kick. Yes. Second one for Dallas here in the first 29 minutes. And they're going to take their time and bring Jordi Vasquez all the way across to take this one. One would presume a left-footed in-swinger from their left back. One would be wrong. He's lining up, it looks like a clearly right-footed outswinger. Here's Vasquez. Floats it in. Goalkeeper comes up. Got a little bit of a punch to it. Not much, but his defense helped him clear. Gonzalez not with a very confident attack of that corner kick in the SoCal goal. But Dallas couldn't put enough of a threat as Vasquez throws it back in for Nardelli. So far, you'd have to say, Steve mentioned this, Dallas seems to be in a pretty good deal of control of this match. But there was that fleeting moment where Acevedo snuck through. And maybe that's what SoCal's looking for, at least in the first half, is to try to catch somebody napping a little bit. Rodriguez driving down the left channel. Hayes has gone out wide. He'll cross it. Pena's at the back post. Tries to bring it down. Tough first touch. High foot. Yeah, that's a dangerous play. And it will give SoCal a free kick.
Yeah, I don't think the foot was real high, but just high enough. And I think Odette Hamilton has shown that she's going to call this final pretty tight, so I'm okay with that.
The second of 4 finals here today at Toyota Stadium, the boys U18s. We have the U19s coming up at 2 o'clock, and then 4:30 is the showpiece, the Gordon Jago Supergroup final. Also in FC Dallas, but the FC Dallas Academy U19s against the same age group club from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Should be a big-time clash. And a chance for a counterattack. Oh, Romero read that well, cutting off Gonzalez, who otherwise maybe had 3-on-2 going forward. Pena. Quick feed again. Hayes out wide to help. Still with it. Tipped away. Pena a little frustrated. He wanted that return ball quicker. What we noticed from Hayes is that not staying centrally as the target striker, he's been going to both wings to try to find the ball and then bring somebody else into it.
Yeah, I have seen that, but, you know, that's not the only interchange going on. There's a little bit of interchange up front, but the central triangle for Dallas, Ramos usually playing a little higher, but he's interchanging a little bit with Miggy Duran. Sometimes Ramos drops in a little bit, Duran goes a little higher. Shepard's the one that usually seems to stay home a little bit more, but I like that interchange in there as well.
There's Shepard cleaning up, coming up with a really good track back, and now allowing Dallas to run with some numbers, although SoCal has 5 back already. Pena into the box, dances to his left, lays it off for Ramos. Space getting closed down. Vasquez out to the left for Rodriguez, cuts back on his right foot, takes the shot, it was blocked as Flores gave him absolutely no room. Good defending there, and then knocks it out. And that's one of the things, if you're defending in the box, if you can't take a player down because of the risk of a penalty, you keep your gap very, very tight, and there was no space for Rodriguez at all. I thought that was really well defended by Flores.
It was.
Long ball. Hayes couldn't get the right angle, and that one goes off his head and out for a goal kick.
What I did like about that sequence for FC Dallas is Pena attacked the defender on the right side, then eventually works the ball back into the middle, then over to the left. Everybody from FCD, even though now they're inside the penalty area, nice and composed on the ball. Working the ball around, again, trying to find a gap in there, and there's a lot of defenders back for SoCal.
Rios plays it through the middle. Now up the left side. Johnny Gonzalez. I think he was trying a little bit too direct to try to connect with Saul Ruiz. He had Junior Aguilar making a run out wide. Might have been the better option. Again, easier for me to say from up top here. As we can see from our camera angle, a little bit more space. You don't always see those angles as well from field level.
Nice job there a minute ago by FC Dallas' left center back, Brian Avila, who communicates well with his goalkeeper there, shields the forward, allows Luton just to come out, collect that ball pretty easily.
He has not been tested much, has Sebas Luton?
No, just that one catch on the shot at about, 22 yards, something like that.
It was a pretty easy save from Ruiz's long shot back in the 12th minute. Was the only time he's been called into action, although that opportunity from Brandon Acevedo well over the goal was a warning shot because he was free and clear on a ball over the back line for Dallas to have to try to defend and scramble. Long ball this time by Romero. Doesn't time it right with Hayes. They were on two different wavelengths. And now here we see SoCal getting forward, getting their team into the Dallas half of the field. Maybe allowing those wingbacks to spread a little bit more. Ruiz. How about this? The top of the line coming all the way back to the back line to find the game. Here he is on the ball on the right side near midfield. Although we've seen Gonzalez shift into the middle there. So there is some rotation. That's fine, as long as somebody else fills that space and gives them a target. Cisco Torres. Ruiz again. Flores. Methodical possession here from SoCal. Keeping the ball, which is fine. But they have not really probed yet in this sequence. Flores looks like he might. Now Ruiz. De La Cruz.
Well, the idea here for SoCal is move the ball side to side, try to draw Dallas out a little bit, try to create a gap as the defense is shifting side to side. But you got to have your head up. You got to be ready because the gap will open, and then the gap's going to close pretty quickly. So the key there is as you move teams around side to side, you got to be ready to find that gap at a moment's notice.
And you can see Dallas is okay conceding their half of the field for the moment. 35 minutes in. Not going to press this one for 120 yards. At least not at the moment. Romero thought he won the throw. He did not. Torres throws it in. Rios. Ooh. Loose ball. Nobody there for Dallas, though. So a lot of time for Flores to track that one down. He'll play it back to Cisco Torres. Back to Rios. Now Eric Torres. Breeze picking up just a little bit here. We've gotten a stronger wind. Even in the start of the match was a lot gentler than it is now.
So, Owen, how Dallas is dealing with those wingbacks as they get forward. Over on the left side, Rodriguez is dropping in to form a five-man back line. So, Dallas' four turns into five. On the other side with Pena, who's really good attacking, they leave him up a little higher. He's not going to have as many defensive responsibilities out wide.
Here's JT Shepard down the right side, getting forward. Drops it back for Israel Pena. Ooh, a little dance move, gets grabbed and pulled down. And that's going to be a yellow card, unquestionably, for a tactical foul. Kevin Hernandez will go into the pocket here, I think. Well, maybe not. Referee looked like she was going to her front pocket and then maybe thought otherwise, but to me, that was even more than the first yellow she showed.
I 100% agree. I sometimes wonder if the referee reaches into the pocket just to scare the kid a little bit and
maybe
then
so.
just gives him a talking to. Because I see that sometimes with referees.
Boy, that one was a clear grab of the shirt after being beat. Pena went right around Hernandez. Here's another look.
I think this is a yellow card, but it sort of balances out the one a while ago that we thought maybe was a little soft.
You saw the beginning and the end, but not the meat of the sandwich. And that free kick goes right at the goalkeeper. An easy claim for Jesse Gonzalez. This punt up to midfield, headed down by Avila. Hayes.
Yeah, not a real fast tempo to this one, but remember, both teams playing sixth game in 6 days.
Because of the early weather this week. Was it Sunday? It was late Sunday into Monday?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. The overnight.
You know, and either way, they would have played 6 games, but maybe in 7 or 8 days.
But to not have any rest days
Not one.
over the course of the week, that is grueling, even for young and spry U18s. Long shot. Pena. Open space. Didn't really look like it was ever going to test the goalkeeper, Gonzalez.
And they haven't really tested Gonzalez a lot, other than the 20th minute penalty kick from Ramos.
Duran had one long-range shot that Gonzalez made the save. That was back in the 13th minute. That's the only time, other than the penalty, he's really been put under pressure.
So Dallas, as we get into the 40th minute here, in control, but it's a tenuous control because you've only got the 1-goal lead.
And while they've had the better of the territorial possession, as we were just talking about not really threatening Gonzalez, they haven't looked that dangerous in the final third.
Yeah,
except for Pena's running, he's been pretty dynamic. But
yeah, I would say threatening in moments, but not overly dangerous. But again, a lot of that is about the defensive structure. SoCal with that 5-man back line, protect with 4 in front of them. So that's not really a big surprise. But as we see there, it can change in a moment.
SoCal has shown that one of their ways is they long ball over the top, looking for a mistake. Not a lot of numbers forward, but almost there. Dallas did enough defensively. Nardelli got the header. Didn't come off his head well, but they recovered okay.
And you're right. It's not, by the way, it's not just a skill mistake where maybe they miss a ball. It's a mistake in marking, as we saw a while ago when Acevedo slipped in from the right side completely unmarked.
And the reason why I said that was a surprise was he hadn't even crossed half field, I think, at that point in the match.
Right.
All of a sudden, he's running at the top of the 18 with the ball over the top.
Really having their best chance of the match.
Well, he's doing it again, forcing Rodriguez to track back. There's the ball by Ruiz, and this time Diego Rodriguez is right where he needs to be. Yeah. And that's the play that if you get caught as an attacking winger napping, your team's going to really be in trouble.
And it looks like Acevedo's got some speed over there. He got those long legs.
Tall, rangy player.
So what Rodriguez has to do is make sure he recognizes the moment, because if Acevedo gets out in front of him, he's not going to catch him. But you mitigate that by recognizing when he might go and getting a little head start.
Corner kick for SoCal. In-swinger toward the penalty spot. It came down and fell for Acevedo briefly. Vasquez able to pounce on the loose ball. Hayes, little hold-up play. Well, it looked like it was inviting for anybody to take, but it did find Rodriguez. Now switching, Duran. Heavy first touch. Boy, he had Pena with tons of space on the right, and he instead chose to try to dribble past and just lost it.
And you're right. I was just thinking that they've gotten away from a little bit of what was working a while ago, which is established possession, sort of shade Duran making Duran to the right side, let him combine over there with Pena, and it was working for the first 20 minutes for FCD.
Ruiz through the channel. Tough one to bring down for Aguilar, but he did. Romero angles him out into the corner. Back for Torres. Curling ball, headed away. And comfortably cleared. Now Pena can run. It's 2v4. His one-on-one, that one deflects off his arm. That's unfortunate. He thought it was the chest. De La Cruz slowed him down just enough. Oh, Steve, we go back to that run by the previous play by Azevedo, forcing Rodriguez to respond. That means that he couldn't be farther up the field to maybe be a third guy in that last counterattack for FC Dallas. So it's still the penalty goal from JP Ramos, the difference. Scored from the spot in the 20th minute after he drew the foul, being tripped up inside the box. That's the difference in this one. We have not had a lot of goal mouth action. Some shots from distance, more from Dallas. And now Pena, 1-on-2, waiting to draw the defenders in. Oh, he tried to do that again. A couple of times he's feinted going back and then quickly exploded forward again. And that time it didn't work.
You recognize why Dallas would want to go in transition, having the wingbacks forward. Now they're thinking, okay, there's not a full line of 5 back there. Go at that line of 3. But I almost want to think that what Dallas is doing right now might be better for them. Just keep the ball for a minute, make SoCal work on defense. Don't be in quite such a hurry to get forward.
Boy, Steve, that's a great point by you, because the natural urge is there's space, let's take it.
Absolutely.
And yet SoCal is almost nullified when Dallas possesses and is calm under this kind of play instead of trying to go sort of a breakneck. It's a great point you bring up.
That's exactly right. And look what happens. Once you establish possession in their end, your counter press has been working. You can get the ball back pretty quickly. So I'd like to see them keep a little bit more possession.
SoCal, you can tell one of the ways that it's going to work for them is if they can get the ball and then get those wingbacks forward. Here's Acevedo right now. Or maybe win a battle or have a good bounce. Azevedo drops it back into the box. Gonzalez, first time shot, sailed it. An opportunity, few and far between, but one nonetheless. Did not force a save, as Ruiz got the ball he wanted here in the 45th minute.
And what threat SoCal has been able to muster has come up the right side with Acevedo either running in behind or arriving late to help drive it forward over there.
You can see what's going to unbalance them, as we have 1 minute of stoppage time up on the board from the 4th official, Quincy Williams from Trinidad Tobago. That's the ball right there. Rodriguez should be the touch was behind, but he was caught by a couple of yards. If that pass was correct, he would have been chasing, and SoCal would have been able to run down that side. Now a giveaway at midfield, and that could be a problem. Can they get their numbers forward? No, look at that step up by Nardelli, perfectly timed. Then he gave the ball away. A little bit of looseness from both teams here in the 1 minute of stoppage time.
Yeah, twice within about 25 seconds there. Dallas has the ball and just gives it away pretty cheaply.
Ooh, Torres goes down, grabbing his shin. He's going to have to get back up and shake that one off after a heavy touch. Put him in a tough position. Ramos down the left. Lays it back off for Rodriguez, whose first touch took him into the defender. Give and go. Cleared away by Torres. Headed all the way back by Nardelli, and the referee, Odette Hamilton, whistles that one for the end of the first 45 minutes. The goal from the penalty spot was Ramos, and that's where we're at right now as we get to the half. Lots more to come here on the boys' U18 final of the Dallas Cup. Don't go anywhere.
said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2. And 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt. Just like you like it.
Tacos.
Can Billy come out to play?
Yes! Woohoo!
The all-new Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Halftime here at Toyota Stadium, the boys U18 final of the Dallas Cup 2024, which is brought to you by Coca-Cola and by the Dallas Tourism Public Improvement District, by Puma, by Toyota, and by the Dallas Sports Commission. And now, as we do on every broadcast here of the finals, we'd like you to take a look at what the history of Dallas Cup means and what this tournament is all about.
Welcome to my hometown in the 2024 Dallas Cup. I'm Weston McKinney from the U.S. Men's National Team. I'm very excited to be joining the Puma family, and I'm wishing you guys all the best of luck in this tournament. Hopefully you guys form a lot of connections with many different cultures and people. And make sure you guys stop by Soccer Corner's tent to pick up the latest Dallas Cup Puma gear. See you guys.
Can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it. She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2. And 2 became... mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt. Just like you like it.
Tacos.
Can Billy come out to play?
Yes! Woohoo!
The all-new Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
At CC's Pizza, dreams come true. But the best part of CC's is you, and you, and you.
Me?
Keep up, Doc. Dive right into my wondrous buffet. When it comes to pizza, you know that I slay. These desserts were made for stacking, like these games were made for whacking. Uh-oh, see ya. The reviews are in, the critics are raving. Even the super specific pregnancy craving. So come feed the band and pull up a chair. CC's the best pizza value anywhere.
Halftime here at Toyota Stadium, the boys U18 final of the 2024 Dallas Cup sees FC Dallas Youth ECNL Whites up 1-0 over the SoCal Elite FC squad. As the goal, Steve, came in the first half off a penalty kick, and JP Ramos earned it, and he took it and finished it.
Yeah, I think Ramos has been pretty good today. I think Dallas has been mostly in control, especially between the 18s. The problem is that they haven't really had a lot of success once they get into the attacking third of getting behind that 5-man line for SoCal. SoCal out of Chino, California, just outside Los Angeles, playing with 5-4-1 essentially, so giving up a lot of room in front of them, but not giving up a lot of room behind them. I think Miguel Durand, JT Shepard, and JP Ramos, that central triangle for Dallas, really good so far. Israel Pena really good attacking up the right side, but it's only 1-0.
It's an interesting tactical battle. We'll get into more of that in the second half, which is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt, the all-time favorite, with 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2, and 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt, just like you like it.
Tacos.
Can Billy come out to play?
Yes! Woohoo!
The all-new Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Welcome back inside Toyota Stadium. Second half of the 2024 Dallas Cup with the boys U18 final between the FC Dallas Youth ECNL White Squad against SoCal Elite FC. Dallas with a 1-0 lead at halftime. We had a halftime substitution as Eric Torres has come off the field for SoCal, being replaced by number 12, Miguel Bernal. And Bernal playing on the right side and more advanced, with Acevedo, who was the right back, has moved over to the far left side.
Yeah, Acevedo's got that speed, so he'll be attacking that side of the field now. And you wonder if Miguel Bernal is a little bit more of an attacking choice as a wing back, or maybe it was that Eric Torres carrying around that 18th minute yellow card, maybe a little bit of both. Either way, the team out of Chino, California making the switch. 6 subs allowed in this division. No re-entry, of course.
Boy, that could lead to a whole other conversation. When I played Division III college soccer, we were allowed 1 re-entry. You could come out at halftime, start the second half, come out, and come back in again.
Yeah, that re-entry rule always throws me a little bit when I watch college soccer.
Of course, in high school, we were allowed to have basically unlimited substitutions. You can go in and out whenever you needed to.
Yeah, and that's general youth soccer.
Yep. A little bit more closer resembling the senior game here at Dallas Cup. Here's Pina. Long shot, deflected, appeal. I think that hit the back of the shoulder, not the arm of Joshua Rios. That's one of those that counts as a shot, even though it wasn't on target, but I don't write down as one of my quality chances. In case anyone's wondering about that standard, is it worth mentioning later in the match or a recap or not?
If it doesn't go down on Owen's notepad, it's not worth mentioning.
That is very subjective, to say the least. Well, Dallas with a collision there, but the referee let it go. Odette Hamilton from Jamaica is the center referee. She showed yellow once, and that was to Eric Torres, who was substituted at halftime for SoCal. And that's it. There was one other instance where we thought that Kevin Hernandez was going to get one for bringing down Israel Pena, but she didn't. And so only the one booking. Here's Diego Rodriguez. Back for JT Shepard. Now Rodriguez. Shepard again. Getting forward is Jordi Vasquez at left back. His pass toward Rodriguez intercepted.
Yeah, look at that counter pressing one more time by FC Dallas. Really good. Almost worked to get the ball back, but Odette Hamilton, who's called a really tight game so far on both sides.
Just a little bit of a shirt grab there.
Yep.
But those are the kind of things that make it easy for a referee to notice when you grab the opponent's jersey and tug. You're letting the referee know that there's something foul afoot. That's Ruiz. Now Acevedo, who was at right back for the first half, coming in on an interior run, something we didn't see from him much of. He was making those long far side runs, but not necessarily making a diagonal into the middle of the field. It's a little tactical wrinkle. Brought down by Shepard. And Steve, I think something we didn't have a chance to touch on really at halftime is that this is a fascinating battle of two teams playing different tactics, and sometimes that can lead to a really interesting game. It hasn't led to a ton of goal mouth action, but for those that like watching the X's and O's of soccer, it can be really interesting.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, how SoCal playing that 5-man back line. They get outnumbered just a little bit in that central area, 3v2, and that's allowed Dallas to control the ball in the area where you see them right now. It's just breaking through that 5-man back line that's been tougher.
Ramos, Pena. Boy, tons of speed, very quick. His agility in those tight spaces has been very noticeable. He could not get through that last line, and that's part of SoCal's defense, is having lots of players behind the ball as they win the throw.
Yeah, that's one thing young players have to learn. You know, Israel Pena, clearly very good on the dribble. We've seen it several times. He's got some trickiness to his game, too, in different areas. But at some point, you know, they have to make a decision. Is it better I beat the first guy? Now maybe I beat the second guy. Now do I go ahead and look for a quick combination? Do I look to lay off as more crowd is gathering around me? And it's, you know, at the end of the day, this is still a youth soccer tournament, and these guys are still learning things like that.
More often than not, sound like the old man yelling at the clouds. After you beat the first guy, that's the moment to pass and get rid of the ball, even if it is, as you mentioned, a combination and getting it back. Here's Hayes. Dances past a couple of defenders.
That was Brian Avila stepping up and winning that ball. I think he's been really good for FC Dallas. Second time just in this half so far, only 6 minutes since intermission, that he's stepped up, won a nice ball in midfield, and gotten the attack going just like that.
And not to put the cart before the horse, but the senior side of FC Dallas, maybe an opening or maybe an avenue for a left center back. So something to strive for young Brian Avila. Again, very early in his career.
Yeah, I think he's been good back there. So as the FC Dallas' right back, Luis Romero.
Through the middle, Ruiz. Nice move by Acevedo to get around Romero. Second ball, blocked, defended well by Christian Nardelli, and he had to be because there was a runner coming from, I believe that was Aguilar, coming from the right side, running in behind. Rodriguez. Suddenly looks up and doesn't see anybody wide open in the middle of the field. I don't know if it's just me, or is SoCal putting a little bit more emphasis on players in the middle?
No, I was just noticing the same thing, and they absolutely are.
Because previously, as Pena goes for a long one, dipping, but over, it never really looked like it was going to be on frame, but did have some pace to it. But I just looked up, and as in the first half, there was an option usually in the middle 30 yards or so.
No, absolutely. They've just tightened up the lines a little bit. They're playing a little bit more compact. Because of just what I said, Dallas was outnumbering them. That extra man in midfield was allowing Dallas to really control things in there.
Rodriguez, see if they can figure that out tactically. Duran to the middle. Shepard to his left. Dances twice. Now gets it off his foot, but right to the substitute, Bernal. He clears it off his own teammate when Johnny Gonzalez took the brunt of that in the back, but they keep possession.
What SoCal does so well, one of the things they do well, is as Dallas funnels in, their attack gets narrow, so SoCal narrows with them, and there's a lot of players in there all of a sudden in that area right in front of the top of the penalty area.
It's a funny image as we look down. There's a couple of FC Dallas substitutes who look like their jerseys are just inverted of each other, a 6 and a 9. About to come on, along with, it looks like, for SoCal, they're going to make another substitution. We'll get to those as they happen.
No, we keep talking about it, but subs are going to be big in this game because of the fatigue factors. Both teams playing game number 6 in 6 days.
Shepard wins the ball, leads the break, couldn't connect with Hayes. Hayes was trying to hold up against Cisco Torres and couldn't get the connection there. Now the pass in for Ruiz, turns, takes a look to his left. And there's room for Acevedo. Romero coming out to pressure. Acevedo stepped on the ball, went down. And Romero with the easy victory now finds Pena, who has tons of space, with Acevedo now vacated because he got forward. Can Dallas make him pay? 3 on the right if they use that way. Ramos out to that right side. Romero stepping up into the box, cuts back on his left, and dropped it right into the waiting feet of Kevin Hernandez. The space was there, but the pace of it was a little too methodical to take advantage.
Well, I think players making some tired player decisions right now. You see it already, and we're only in the 55th minute, which is why the subs are about to start arriving.
All right, 2 subs coming on for FC Dallas will be number 9, John Perez, and number 6, Gustavo Quiroz. And coming off the field, it's going to be Thomas Hayes. Tom gets the...
I think JT Shepard is the other player coming off.
Hayes has come off. Did Shepard already make his way off the field?
He's on the far side, yep.
He did, thank you. So a midfielder and an attacking player. Quiroz goes up top, and Perez goes into the midfield. SoCal is about to make a change as well. As number 16, Dylan Andrade will come on. And he replaces De La Cruz. All right, plays back underway after the triple change here in the 56th minute. 2 for Dallas.
It was interesting a minute ago. I was just about to comment. JT Shepard, he made a pass that didn't come off and sort of stopped, and he's tired, he's fatigued, and as opposed to getting back in defense, a pass from SoCal goes right into the area, that central defensive area where he should be, and maybe he was a little dispirited, maybe he knew he was coming out, or maybe that was the sign for the coach to say, okay, his race has been run.
Sometimes it's as easy as to just see when you're not able to quite get back to that spot, or...
Well, in that case, he was just tired. He just sort of stopped.
Yep.
He got frustrated with himself about the pass, and instead of just turning around and defending, he just sort of stopped, and it, almost created a little danger moment for FC Dallas.
Well, aside from the tactical battle, which we do find fascinating, Dallas does have the lead, and they have yet to be threatened here in the first 15 minutes or so of it's about 11 minutes so far of the second half. And that leads to the question is, well, we have seen that there are tactical openings for SoCal. They have to execute them, which we haven't seen yet in the second. And Dallas seems like they're in a pretty, again, things can change as you talked about fatigue, Steve. But right now they seem like they're in a pretty comfortable space.
They seem comfortable in the match, but I never think a 1-0 lead is
fair point.
Is a really comfortable lead.
Good defending by Flores. And he puts it off of Vasquez. He'll be out for a throw. So the substitute for SoCal, Dylan Andrade, is set up right in the middle of the field. So like for like with Octavio Tavi de la Cruz. And then it looks to me like Gustavo Quiroz has been the striker going in for Hayes up top, wearing the number 6. Whereas John Perez, number 9, has taken up that deeper midfield pivot where JT Shepard came out. Nardelli, fortunately for him, nobody from SoCal that close because he stumbled on the ball. He was able to recover.
Oh, and I thought Miggy Duran was having a big influence on this game, and at about 20 minutes, maybe 25, I thought he got a little more tired. He's number 11. He's in the center circle right now. You see him up top of the screen. Just, I think he's tired out and just not having as much influence now.
There's a foul called. Vasquez goes down. I think he landed on the ball as he drew the foul from Miguel Bernal. And no matter how much energy a 17-year-old has, and they have lots, when you play 6 consecutive days, you've got to feel that in the legs.
I think you got to feel it everywhere.
Well, the free kick for FC Dallas here in a pretty advantageous position. The question is, how are they going to try to play this? They have 2 guys short, Vasquez and Quiros. It'll be Quiros. Curl it in. Ooh, a collision there. That's going to be a foul called because the goalkeeper, Gonzalez, got the fist to the ball but then crashed into one of the Dallas attackers. I think that was Duran.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleanest punch either from Jesse Gonzalez.
Oh, a nice little 1-2 through the middle. But Nardelli read that. The through ball was on. It's a nice run from Aguilar. Again through the middle. A little gust of breeze going through the stadium.
I bet the players are happy for that.
The overcast as there's a flag up for an offside against SoCal. The cloud cover has pretty much remained. It's gotten a little bit brighter. And but it hasn't really warmed up that much. I know the forecast was calling for mid to upper 70s in the peak of the afternoon. We haven't reached that yet. Have to say that it's pretty pleasant weather for the players. I know sometimes they like it a little cooler because it feels like you keep your energy longer, but it's certainly not debilitatingly warm here.
And as I said, they do have a little bit of a breeze, and as tired as the players are, I'm sure that's helpful.
Now the pitch looks like from our distance has held up well. A ton of games being played Friday, Saturday, Sunday here with all the finals. The senior club, FC Dallas's MLS side, does not play at home for another 2 weeks. They play at St. Louis next Saturday and then home against Seattle on the 16th. So they'll have time to give it a little rest. But boy, it's seen a lot of action over the last 3 days of this Easter weekend. Duran, back to Nardelli. 30 minutes to go, give or take with stoppages. Dallas with the 1-0 lead over SoCal. Is the Californian side going to find something to put them under pressure? It is a one-shot game after all. Or is the Dallas possession going to be too much?
You know what's interesting, Owen, is that Pena along the right side hasn't been quite the same threat. And you wonder if that was tactical from the California side to put Acevedo, their guy that started on the left, to put him over there to make Pena track back and defend a little bit more.
That's an interesting idea, and it may have worked a little bit. But right now, Rodriguez dances through 2, takes a shot, and hits his own guy. That one looked like it might have been on frame, if not for the fact that it caught Gustavo Quiros in the back.
I had FC Dallas leading in shots 6-3 at halftime. It's now 9-3, as SoCal hasn't been able to put anything anywhere near FC Dallas goal, anything to threaten FC Dallas goalkeeper John Luton.
Long ball looking for Aguilar. He couldn't win that contested ball with Nardelli. Speaking of Luton, there's his control. He's been largely a spectator so far in this one. He won't mind that. Vasquez coming inside for a minute, the left back. So they work that little bit of a fluid rotation. Rodriguez out left, Quiroz. Ramos. You can see Ramos has that sort of smooth gliding style of a real box-to-box midfielder, especially on the ball. Sort of floats over the ground. That's a giveaway from Bernal. Vasquez. Pina, a little bit of space. 3 defenders running onto him. Turns up the speed. Trying to turn the corner. He gets there. Blocked by Torres. The flag goes up. It will be a corner kick. Boy, that is such a handful. Israel Pina's pace. Defended pretty well by Joshua Rios. Made him go wide. Didn't really let much in there, but he did get the cross away, and that's, even with the 1-on-3, he's still proving to be a threat.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were saying a minute ago. He just hasn't been able to create those threatening movements quite as much in the second half.
Corner kick for FC Dallas. They've sent some of their tall defenders forward, particularly Brian Avila and Luis Romero. There's the ball toward the goalkeeper, and the flag went up as that one curled out of play. Nobody for FC Dallas is loosening. The substitutes are on the bench right now. There are 3 SoCal players wearing their substitutes bibs, running or jogging or keeping loose down behind the north goal. And Dallas has made 2 changes already. So too has the California club.
I think if I'm FC Dallas, the one thing I'm concerned about is to make sure that as those balls get switched over to the left side toward Acevedo, make sure they get the second guy over there as quick as they can, whether it's Pena or somebody else tracking back, and then Luis Romero, the right back. You know, just to get 2 guys against him is going to continue to be important. And also just not to let him get behind you because, again, he's really fast. And once he gets ahead of you, you're not catching up.
There's John Perez, the substitute, getting a couple of touches in the midfield. Plays it back to Miggy Duran. We can hear anytime Duran has the ball in the attacking third, all of his teammates, who all think they're open, always, scream. You can hear Miggy calls. Romero. Ramos. Nope, picked off. They tried to slide that through. The window was too tight and closed quickly. Flores.
Mentioned a while ago, Romero has been good today. Just got a little loose with the pass there.
Rodriguez gets it off of the foot of Bernal. In for Pina, and that one's sliced. It'll count as a shot. I'm not writing it down, though.
And now you see Pena starting to pop up in different places. He's not really out wide anymore. We saw Duran sliding out wide to combine with him as Pena was taking up wide spots, but now I think he's maybe got a little frustrated about not getting the ball in the second half, so he's coming interior a little bit more.
Well, obviously the pressure is on SoCal to find a way to get a goal. Perez. Dallas can possess and poke and prod for another 23 minutes. They'll have the Dallas Cup trophy. Vasquez, sliding challenge. Aguilar goes out for a corner kick. 4th. Starting to pile up for Dallas here in the second half.
It's interesting because at some point, I think the team from Chino, California is going to have to start releasing those wingbacks up a little sooner, taking a few more risks. Right now, they're still sort of dropping right into that 5-4-1. 2 wingbacks drop in. Back line is a full complement of 5. So when does that change for Southern California?
Vasquez from the corner flag. Header. Oh, Ramos was there. He got a little bit too much of it. If he glances a little bit less, he maybe can get that angle on frame. But they found an opportunity there on that corner kick. SoCal's going to quickly go out. Slowed up.
SoCal only 3 shots on the day, but again, as long as the score stays 1-0, all they need is one moment from somebody.
And they dodged a bullet there because Ramos almost had his second, which would have probably been a hill too high to climb. Maybe not, but you never know. Two in this one seems like a lot for SoCal as they've had limited opportunities up front, but this is the kind of thing, Steve. Against the run of play, a foul in a attacking position that can lead to a dangerous set piece.
Yeah, free kick is going to come at about 35 yards, dead center.
Here's the service. Well, 2 straight and easily handled by Avila, who has impressed on that Dallas back line. Torres. He'll have to go back. Andrade. Blocked. Try to get it back, headed away. Dallas could hit on the break if they want to. We'll see how much intent they have. Duran couldn't get the ball, then pulls his man down. Boy, they had numbers with some of the SoCal backline forward, but they just weren't clean enough in possession right after the turnover.
I think Durant is just exhausted out there. I still think he's an important player for them, but it just looked like a tired player trying to sort of make up his mind, and instead of being aggressive, sort of trying to figure it out on the fly.
And right now, no signs that Dallas is going to make any substitutions. This is their team right now. Now that can change. A little tug of the jersey there. Foul against SoCal. Perez wanted to play it quickly, but the referee went to have a conversation with Aguilar, who was the guilty party.
And honestly, I think if you're FC Dallas, you don't mind the slow tempo of the match right now. So I'm a little surprised at the choice, what they tried at least, to play that ball quickly.
Yeah, it feels like the pace is playing. Oh, here we go. A couple of substitutes getting up from the technical area for FC Dallas. We wondered if they might start warming up. So 2 players might get introduced here in a little while. Turn by Quiros, down the left side. Out for yet another corner. That's number 5. Nope. Off of Quiros. I thought that was going to be a Dallas corner. But as you talked about the pace of play, it's really playing against SoCal as they try to chase the game here.
Yeah, exactly, which is why I think Dallas should continue to just keep the tempo low.
Nice ball in combination through the middle. Ruiz out wide. Second ball in. Aguilar is behind the back line. Out comes the goalkeeper. The flag was up anyway, but that was a nice play by Sebas Luton to charge down and not get rounded. It was close, but he stretched out, even though that wasn't an offside position for Aguilar.
Yeah, a little bit of a delayed offside call, which I really thought, looking at it from up here, that he was offside by a good 2 yards.
Long run down the side, just poked out of play. It's going to be a goal kick.
But we do know that the officiating crew referees things a little bit different when there is VAR available. Go ahead and keep that flag down a little bit longer. That way, if something happens, goal is scored, they can check it. But I thought in that case it was obvious.
Starting to see a little bit more urgency from the restarts for SoCal as they are under 20 minutes now in their battle against the clock to try to level this match. And will that extra urgency lead to some opens for counterattacks as we start to see some SoCal players push a little bit farther forward? Romero, his pass, again to a tight window, turned over. Ruiz, Aguilar, nice ball. Down the left side, Hernandez cuts back, a little bounce, takes a shot, and he missed it wide. It was Johnny Gonzalez that had the chance, and the best look for SoCal so far in the half. Didn't test the goalkeeper, but certainly raised some eyebrows.
Oh, easily the best chance that SoCal has had since intermission. Probably the second best chance they've had all afternoon. Just couldn't find the target over there on the left side.
Diego Rodriguez, dispossessed. Torres. That's interesting. Cisco Torres, the center of the back five, popping up on the right. I think they're starting to take some more chances, moving players into the midfield perhaps.
Well, it's about that time.
Almost looks like they're playing more of a back four with Torres moving into the midfield. And frankly, they shouldn't wait to the last 5 minutes if they're going to try to get back into this one. Dallas about to make 2 substitutions at the next opportunity. Out to the left for Jordi Vasquez. Diego Rodriguez takes a long shot. Very comfortable save from Gonzalez. Didn't look at all bothered on that one. Now a quick push up the field. SoCal starting to continue this, to push, throw some more numbers forward. Ruiz got clipped a little bit. Thought the referee was going to maybe whistle it, let it go, and then Ruiz gave it away. And here's another opportunity on the counter. Ramos closed down by 4, goes out left for Pena. Pretty straight up defending there. Pena goes down. Flores is hobbled as he won that one. Then he goes down. He's in some pain. I thought he defended that very, very well, but may have gotten stepped on. And the SoCal defender is on the field, and the referee blows a stoppage of this, and we'll get some medical treatment.
Yeah, it looked like he took one right on the front top of the ankle. Also, there might be some cramping in there somewhere. Good tough challenge there to win that ball off of Pena. Pena able to pop up pretty quickly.
He's back on his feet, still hobbling. Looks like it's the left ankle area that he's favoring, but going to try to walk it off.
I remember if SoCal could manage the equalizer, no overtime in these finals, in the FC Dallas tournament finals today, at least until the Super Group. What would happen is in this game, they would go right into penalty kicks if the game is tied after 90 minutes.
Roman Hernandez and Giovanni Casillas are on now for FC Dallas, replacing Diego Rodriguez and Jordi Vasquez. Seemed a little surprised after we watched Miggy Duran look like he's slowing down that he wasn't one of the guys off, but maybe they're going to try to see if they can have him gut out a few more minutes.
Well, I think he's just important in everything they do. Defensive cover, establishing possession in the middle.
Casillas, the more attacking player. Hernandez at left back, straight up for Vasquez. Casillas, very easy to point out with a extremely noticeable bleach blonde hairdo. Not to mention a pretty bright pair of mismatched boots, which is the style these days for some.
So as these players, 17, 18 years old, learn the game at a higher level, decision FC Dallas players have to make right now is where's the balance? You know, to some extent, if you just keep the ball, move it side to side, move it up, move it down, sort of, you know, a big soccer version of the four corner, you know, in basketball, you're really killing the game. You're making the white shirts chase. There is a moment, though, where maybe you do have to go forward and attack. So you've got to figure out the balance of that. When you go ahead and play forward, when you get a little bit more aggressive, when you go ahead and put a couple more numbers forward and maybe try to kill the game with the second goal versus if we just keep the ball here, you know, you're thinking if we just keep the ball, we're okay.
And then the question is, do you try to play sit back and counter because you know those opportunities are there, or do you want to try to possess and let it go that way, which has been working for them so far? But you can see as they numbers for SoCal are getting more advanced. There's a pass down the left side for Acevedo. He gets to it before Nardelli. And then a good read by Romero. Took the angle and cut off the pass in for Ruiz.
Yeah, good job there by Nardelli, the right-sided center back, of getting over, understanding the danger, because Romero was just pulled out of position a little bit there.
We're going to see another substitution for SoCal in the near future. One of their players just trotted back to the bench. Coach is giving him some input. Suddenly the midfield has a lot more white shirts in it than it did early in the game, where it felt like Dallas had all the domination. Bernal. Duran. The substitute Casillas got a good foot in there. Duran passes it forward. Pena down the left. How much does he have left after some of his darting runs? Still going. Pena cuts it back. Casillas should be fresh. Pena passed it right into the defense there. Made a nice move and then maybe tried to take on one too many defenders.
Yeah, the difference in midfield is, you said it a minute ago, SoCal has gone to four in the back.
I went for a very direct through ball there. Too much on it. Easy claim for Sebas Luton. Casillas. Ramos behind Quiros. And that's the kind of giveaway that Dallas can ill afford at this point. They have the lead, but 10 minutes to go. That's letting SoCal off the hook, letting him go right back into the attack here.
I'm just seeing two tired teams, so I think it's really just an exercise in gutting it out and not making a mistake, being as safe as you can in your passes and your positioning.
And for SoCal, can they bring on anybody that has fresh legs for the final 10 minutes and maybe give that moment of magic? Andrade. Clipped into the middle. Hernandez. Oh, high foot there. Yep. Acevedo knew it. And he's going to get a yellow card for it. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a high boot. It was a foul. I think that's a little harsh.
Thought that was enough.
But Acevedo really almost found a little angle on the pass there. But we haven't really seen much at all today from SoCal. Anybody making that incisive pass, but he almost did it there.
And that's going to be it for Acevedo's day, as number 14 for SoCal, Christopher Enamorado, is coming on. And this is not a like for like. Acevedo is playing on the left side, and Enamorado is coming up as a right-sided midfielder, it appears. Just the third change for SoCal of the 6 available subs. Dallas has also made 3 changes. And you wonder how much of the tension is rising as we get into the championship moments of this final. Final 8 minutes plus stoppages. As Steve mentioned, no extra time in this final. So if SoCal leveled, as Pena goes with a long shot that never really looked like it was going to curl toward the goal. They would go straight to penalty kicks. But they still have time. They need that equalizer. Dallas looks at the moment, although they, maybe have somebody go forward. They may be just happy to usher this one out the way it is. Actually, I know they'd be thrilled because it means they'd win the final.
Win the final, and by the way, if it stays this way, we'll win the final on the back of 5 consecutive clean sheets. How about that?
Conceded 2 goals against Las Vegas Sports Academy on Tuesday in their opening match, and they have not been dented since. That's very impressive defending. And save for a couple of odd chances, really the team structure and play in front has not led to a lot of attacking options for SoCal. Here's Casillas down the left, into the box. Cuts back on his left, and a save. Gonzalez didn't claim it cleanly, but he made the effort he needed to and got the save from Casillas.
Yeah, 14th shot for FC Dallas. Not many of them as threatening as that one, though.
That was one of the better ones, as it forced an awkward save from Jesse Gonzalez. FC Dallas will make another substitution here shortly. They send a player to prepare at the center table. Looks like Jackson Derscheid is the player that's going to come on. Here's Joshua Rios. Was the left side of the back five of the three center backs. Now he's the left center back of a back four. Torres, who's moved into midfield from the middle of that back five. Cleared away by Roman Hernandez, who's just come on in the last few minutes for FC Dallas. Andrade has been on the field for about a half an hour now. Dylan Andrade. Into the box. We're right on the edge of the box, and a foul. Boy, there wasn't much in that. Two players trying to battle each other, but a free kick given in a very dangerous position, as that was Kevin Hernandez that drew the free kick right outside. I don't think it was any question that it was in the penalty area, but more of a question of, was it a foul?
You know, you get tired, you sort of defend a little bit differently. You're not moving your feet as well, and sometimes you just take a swipe at the ball, and sometimes you might get it, sometimes you get the player, and again, it's just amazing and interesting in how many ways that fatigue factor is affecting the match right now.
A VAR, a good shot of the room, as you can see they're looking to see where that contact was. The ball is clearly outside the penalty area. So just a delay here as they set this up. I don't think that was inside the box, if you ask me.
It's not, if it was, it's not clear and obvious that it was.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the substitution. They're going to allow that as number 8, Israel Pina, comes off the field. He had an impressive day for FC Dallas.
A really impressive day. And by the way, just a second ago as he pressured the ball, he was on a full-on 30-yard sprint. So it seems like he's still got a little gas left in the tank. But this is probably just a defensive sub.
Jackson Derscheid is in.
Little surprised that FC Dallas would go ahead and make that sub, because if this goal goes in, you might want a guy like Pena on the field to take a penalty kick.
Here's the shot right into the wall. Down goes a player from the Dallas wall, and immediately calling for the training staff to go onto the field.
Again, we'll remind you that if the score were to change, if SoCal were to find the equalizer, they would go directly into penalty kicks after whatever stoppage time was allowed. No extra time in this one. Later in the Supergroup final tonight, they would have 2 10-minute extended periods, 2 10-minute extra periods, but not for this one today.
Well, he took the brunt of it. I think that's Luis Romero. He's wearing the captain's armband.
Yeah, the right back. Did he come off the field?
He's off behind the south goal right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to come back on or not. Dallas playing short a player right now, up a goal, but here comes a rush from the substitute Derscheid. In, left side, cuts it across. Ooh, a little too far for Quiros, but that was a dangerous-looking ball across the 6-yard box.
You know, honestly, if he just puts a little lift on it, takes a little pace off that, I think that's 2-0.
It looks like Romero's going to be okay here.
Quiroz lurking at the back post.
Oh, excuse me. It wasn't. It was Avila.
Yeah.
Not Romero.
Yeah, I'm with you. I couldn't see the number.
Well, Avila is in and heads it right away. That'd be really dangerous to lose their captain and their very stout center back defender there at the most dangerous of moments. SoCal wasn't able to take advantage.
Yeah, I think Avila's been really good today. Everybody along the back line has had their moments, but he in particular, I thought.
So we have a minute to go, plus stoppage time, and we'll find out how much of added time there will be in this boys U18 final. We had a fairly early goal in this one. The 20th minute, JP Ramos finished from the penalty spot is what's the difference in this contest, and right now trending towards the trophy.
Yeah, I think you'd say it's been a fairly low event contest, but I also think it'd be fair to say, I'll let you take.
It's not over yet. Hernandez. Torres. Nobody there. Keeper shouts. And he's able to scoop it up after killing a little bit of time here in the last minute of the 90. SoCal dropping off a little bit as 4 minutes have been added on to the end of the the second half. It was just a moment where the goalkeeper Luton put the ball on the ground and none of the attacking players for SoCal saw it. They had their back to the play, and one of the defenders had to shout and say, "Go chase him. He's just going to kill clock if he can."
I thought I heard somebody yelling it from the bench as well.
Here's Torres, intercepts it. One moment of magic, it's all it takes for SoCal. Aguilar, blocked. Good defending there. That was a nice little step away. And then into space. Is he onside? The flag stays down for now. A chance to ice this one. Cutting back onto his left foot. Now into the middle. And it's 2. But the flag is up and it won't count. It looked like he was offside. The flag stayed down for potential VAR purposes. And Jackson Derscheid's celebration is premature.
Well, of course, this is the whole reason behind holding the flag in case the goal is scored. They'll give it a quick check, make sure the call was correct.
And I know that can still, even though we've done this for a few years now, frustrate some fans. It was to me, it looked pretty clear that he was in an offside position.
I thought he was too.
Good finish by Derscheid from the penalty spot.
And all this works to FC Dallas's advantage because they get to catch their breath, collect themselves, remind themselves that if they can defend for another 2.5 minutes, they've got a championship.
It did sort of bring up the temperature of the crowd, though, and maybe that can spur on both. Or maybe Dallas can finish them off. Foul here and a yellow card for delay.
Yeah, tactical foul.
And that goes against Saul Ruiz in the 91st minute. Long ball down the right side. Quiroz, long shot. Oh, hey, what a goal! A moment of absolute brilliance from Gustavo Quiroz in the 92nd minute. Puts this one on ice. FC Dallas 2, SoCal 0, and that was magnificent.
Well, we wondered if there would be a moment that would create a goal. We sort of wondered if it might be for SoCal. Maybe they can find the equalizer, but I think everybody sort of thought Quiroz would just stand on the ball, maybe take it to the corner. Instead, he sights that far left corner and says, let me just take this left foot and curl this ball in here.
They're going to get back quickly. SoCal is readying 2 substitutions here in second half stoppage time, down 2. The fourth official is checking the players in right now. I don't know how much time they will have to impact the game.
No, we're already in the 4th minute of the allotted 4. Now, we're going to have a little bit more than that because of the VAR check. And
if nothing else, maybe this is the chance to get a couple players on the field for SoCal so they can say that they've played in the Dallas Cup final, albeit briefly. Sliding challenge by Casillas, missed the ball, pulled out of it to not take the foul. Here's a cross in by Bernal, blocked. Long shot, save by Luton. Aguilar from about 30 yards out, forcing the save from the FCD goalie. Can Dallas add a third here? Oh, and there's a swipe and a foul on the break. That was Joshua Rios. I'm surprised that one was only a free kick because I know it wasn't necessarily a tactical foul, but it looked like a little bit of frustration. And that's going to do it. The substitutions won't happen. FC Dallas get a first half goal from the penalty spot from JP Ramos, and then a second half stoppage time stunner from Gustavo Quiros, and they win the 2024 Dallas Cup Boys U18 division. We will have the trophy presentation when we come back.
Said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2. And 2 became mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt. Just like you like it.
Can Billy come out to play?
Yes! Woohoo!
The all-new Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it. How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese, it's the exact right amount of... almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it. She said she wasn't hungry. She only wanted a bite. But this isn't just a patty melt. This is a Whataburger patty melt. The all-time favorite. With 2 all-beef patties, Monterey Jack, grilled onions, and creamy pepper sauce. So 1 bite became 2. And 2 became... mine. Just a bite, huh? Mark that one down as a lesson learned. The Whataburger patty melt. Just like you like it.
Tacos.
Can Billy come out to play?
Yes! Woohoo!
The all-new Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
At CC's Pizza, dreams come true. But the best part of CC's is you. And you. And you.
Me?
Keep up, Doc. Dive right into my wondrous buffet. When it comes to pizza, you know that I slay. These desserts were made for stacking, like these games were made for whacking. Uh-oh, see ya! The reviews are in, the critics are raving. Even the super specific pregnancy craving. So come feed the band and pull up a chair. CC's the best pizza value anywhere.
Trophy presentation here for the Dallas Cup U18 Boys Final. FC Dallas Youth ECNL White has defeated SoCal Elite SC 2-0 in the final. A first half penalty goal from JP Ramos and a second half stoppage time absolute golazo from Gustavo Quiros sealed it as they win 2-0. And Steve, this is the 4th 2024 Dallas Cup title for an FC Dallas club team.
And it was done in a dominant fashion. You know, sometimes the numbers do tell the story. Today, Dallas out shooting the team from Chino, California, 15-5. Chino never had a corner kick. Dallas has 4. So I think 2-0. Fairly representative of the way this game played out. FC Dallas in control all along.
A fun tactical battle between a team that played a 4-2-3-1 and a team that played a back 5, really defending on a 5-4-1 a lot of the day. First half, fun to see how it was going to play out. You could see areas where SoCal could hurt Dallas, but it felt like when they did, they didn't get the execution they needed in those moments.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Tactically, it was one thing, as you said, but also just individual quality shine through for FC Dallas. Israel Pena over on the right side. JP Ramos earning the penalty kick, converting it. Individual talent really, I think, won the day for FC Dallas.
FC Dallas is your 2024 champion for the boys U18 division as they get to celebrate lifting the trophy. And we thank you for joining us. We still have a U19 boys final and the Supergroup final still to come on today's broadcast schedule.